Alan, thank you for joining us. Thank you for waiting around after what has been a very long and difficult day. You battled hard. You did qualify in first position. But first, I suppose, before we get into the details of how the day went for you, you arrived here yesterday for practice. You had practice again this morning in the dry, and then you came out onto the track this afternoon. And for qualifying, it was a damn track. How did it go for you?
Well, Friday was kind of, I did some changes to the front of the car and just got frustrated. Wrong mindset completely. Just went home kind of like annoyed and just wrong mindset completely, like to be taking a learning. Today then I went back to what I had yesterday morning, Friday morning, and just tried working on it and just got a lot better and just tried to have fun. It was like, if I thought that I wasn't going to do good, have fun trying to do good, and that's the mentality I had, and it seemed to work. I had a really good qualifying run, like 80.5 was like, I was like, whoa, okay, here we go, and just kept working on it and went into the battles, and it started to rain. I quite like the rain. Like, I feel like I can pick it up quite quickly. Conditions adapt to it. We went for a full wet sub like we hadn't done Leary, which really worked out for us. And again, just worked with that, and then we got knocked out in the top 8, but against Tom Murphy, like, he was just super fast.
What went wrong?
Just a small bit of lack of traction. I think we were down on power too, but it was just a matter of I kind of lost him on after the chicane. Tom's car is super fast. Like, it's probably up on power compared to what we have, but it's I would imagine it quite lighter too, so it's much faster off the line. He's running a slightly bigger tire than what we would be running to, but he was just super fast, and I just lost him on the line, and I had to compromise my angle and my throttle and everything to try and keep with him. But I know it was fun. Like, I enjoyed it, and I kind of accepted the fact that we'd lost, and as long as I didn't beat myself, that's all I was happy with.
You mentioned about learning and mindset, and of course, this being your debut season, I suppose, or your rookie season in the semi-pro category. You've made the jump up from the amateur championship. Just talk us through what that jump has been like for you in terms of, I suppose, it's a step up in class, obviously. Obviously, it's a very talented grid in the amateur championship, but how big a step up has it been for you to get into, obviously you're in your own car now, not a borrowed car, but just to try and get yourself in a position now where you're actually contending for a championship in the Pro-Am competition?
Well, actually, the driving level is not that different compared to when I competed in the IDC. So I competed in the 2016 season, then went to the 2016-2017 season a few months afterwards. And the 2016 season was super tough. Now, like, I was using a borrowed car. My first real drifting that car was round 1 of IDC. Round 2 I ended up winning. And we just kept on that kind of ball roll again through IDC, and the competition was fierce. I only got bet by one guy through the whole season. That was Lee Scott. Lee Scott hasn't showed up this year, so I still have to I still have to make it evens with him. But the level is not that much different compared to Pro-Am. Like, the main difference is that the the nice bass there.
Yeah, kind of throwing everything off. Someone's having a party and we're not at it.
Yeah, I just want to start dancing already.
Go ahead.
But really the main difference is the tyre ruling. We're limited to 265 semi-slick, whereas in IDC we're limited to a 245 road tyre, and the advancement in cars. That's really the biggest difference, is that you're against cars now that can make use of their tyre, whereas in IDC anyone who had a lot of power, had fancy gearboxes or anything like that, couldn't make use of it because they just didn't. They had 245 road tires.
I suppose it evened the playing field a little bit.
It did. Yeah.
So the likes of his name is disappearing from my head now.
Conor Shanahan would be one of them.
Conor Shanahan, and in the Super 1000,
Shea
of course,
Rogers.
Shea Rogers, yes, of course. So I suppose just to move on to today's action, then you qualified in first position, put in a good run. Qualifying was a bit of a mixed bag for everybody, and a new track and then difficult weather conditions. But you managed to get you fought your way to the Grade 8 where you lost out to Tom Murphy. But just talk us through, I suppose, some of your first battles. You had John Hall and Danny Waldron along the way as well.
Yeah, so we came to a top 32 battle against John Hall. John is a great driver. But when you see someone so low in the qualifying bracket and you're qualified so high, you can't approach it like a final. You have to take it easy. You don't want to take it too easy to the point where you throw yourself out, or you decide to put 70 psi on your tyres and then get left. So we went in there kind of thinking, right, look, just run our wet setup. I think it was wet at the time as well, which kind of
Yeah, still wet when you
So-
would have gone out and.
that was my second lap in the wet. And if you may have seen the qualifying, my second qualifying run was wet, and I went off the track. So I knew I had to go in there much easier. I went in there a lot easier, and it was okay. I think he might have straightened behind me, or he caught up a lot to catch up. I didn't really see that, so I just went in there kind of thinking just chase him and do my best, and we ended up getting the win. Went in the top 16 against Danny Waldron. Danny's car is an A86, 500 horsepower, whatever. It's a fast car. On my lead run, I could see him beside me the whole time. I didn't know how he was getting there, so my chase run, I decided let's go. Actually, saying that during the last little Manji transition thing, I noticed that he wasn't behind me as close, so I didn't know if he spun or what. But then, and in the corner, he was there again, so I was kind of confused. So
Yeah, it was quite a close battle, if I remember, between you guys. And Danny had been, he'd been on form today. He was driving quite well, and he came up against you. And it was, I think, by the end of it, there was only a couple of points in it, really. But it was,
Yeah.
it was a close one. But you progressed, obviously, to the Great 8, where you came up against, I suppose, Tom, who was, we're going to speak to now in just a moment. Tom was really on form today.
Yeah.
Having one of, I suppose we'll talk to him now, but he's kind of one of these
Yeah.
drivers, when he comes out and he's on form, he's very hard to beat.
Yeah, well, look, Tom's fantastic, but you may have seen in the final he had a bit of inconsistency issues, and I was asking Tom, why didn't you spin in front of me? I had happily no problem with someone spinning in front of me and myself taking the win. But no, we had a fantastic battle, and he had good fun there behind us.
And he's shaking his head.
Is he shaking his head? That's typical Tom anyway. Like you can't listen to Tom half the time. Like he only speaks a load of crap.
Well, we actually might get Tom on now. And
Yeah.
Yeah, so just
see what
before
Tom
you
has to say.
before you leave, very unfortunate that you didn't actually make it into you missed out on a Final Four place by one spot. Okay, finishing
Yeah.
fifth today, but a great performance, and we wish you all the best for the rest of the season. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys.